As the dog moves, describe the ideal side gait around the ring.
I think the trot, the special side gait of the Bracco, is one of the really important breed points. A Bracco which don't have the side movement, I almost would say it's not a real Bracco. It is something which is so unique because Bracco is a dog which is a trotting hunting dog. Is the only dog together with the Spinone that trot when hunting. And when you see them in the field, that is the very best way of really understanding the Bracco movement. So I think most judges should try to go to a field trial or just see the Bracco out in the field working, because there you can see the real side gait. You want a dog which is elastic. The Bracco must be elastic. It's a dog with everything is a little bit loose. The ligaments make them stretch out in a way that no other breed really move like this. They have a special drive in the rear, which we call scambata, which is unique for the breed. It's very difficult to see it in the breed ring, especially in a little ring. But when you see a handler who can run with the dog and show the side movement good, you will also see the correct drive in the rear. A Bracco must always move with style. They must have a quite high head carriage. That doesn't mean we want to see a dog which is strangled up and pulling the head back, more like poodle style or Afghan. We want the dog to be carrying the head up slightly forward, but it must be proud when it's moving. When you see the dog out in the field, of course, depending on how the scent is coming up in their nose, how the wind is coming, they might lower their head a little bit to get the scent. But mostly it is a real typical breed point to see the Bracco with high head carriage.
Describe the temperament a judge can expect to see in the ring.
I think that I was showing my very first Bracco, and he had a character which is very seldom seen because he was enormously outgoing, a fantastic show dog, a dog which was not really trained. He just had this fantastic attitude, and I know many people fell in love with him, and many judges fell in love with him because he was so showy. And I always said to people, don't think this is the typical Bracco temperament, because Braccos are sometimes a little bit timid. It is a quite soft dog compared to, if we compare them with Weimaraner, with the German Short-haired Pointer, which are more tough and sturdy. The Bracco is more sensitive, and I think as a judge, when meeting them, especially when having young dogs in the ring, we must be prepared that they can be a little bit reserved in the beginning. They need a little time. And that's why also when you get the dog into the ring, it's very good to let them run around, not one time, but 2 times. They need a little moment to feel good in the ring. So I think that it is a wonderful show dog, and some of them do have character as show dog, but many of them are a little bit more soft, and it takes a little bit more time in the ring to feel comfortable.
Are there any exceptions to be made for veterans or young dogs in the ring?
How do you mean with exceptions?
Like, would you judge an older dog or a very young dog differently?
We all the time, of course, have the standard, and you can only judge according to the standard and what you get into the ring in front of you. Um, I think personally, since I'm a breeder, of course, I think part of judging is also to have the knowledge how dogs develop. I think it's important to know that a 12 months old Bracco actually should not really look like a 5-year-old Bracco. It happens a lot in development, and I think even if we have to judge according to the standard, but I think it is, when you judge a breed, it is very important to know how they develop. If I judge a dog which is 1 year old, and if he looks like a 5-year-old at that age, it's not good. And by putting up young dogs which are ready too early, we don't do anything good for the breed. So it is a little bit important, I think, to have the knowledge how the development goes. Bracco is a breed which normally is ready not before 4 years of age, 4, 5, they are on their top. And it is a dog that should slowly mature. They should not look at 9, 10 months old, they should not look like ready 4-year-old dogs.